Hello, everybody. Welcome to Collin and Curtis in the Morning. This is episode 40. We're at the very end of May. You know what that means, Collin.
We're getting close to the PS Plus lineup, but not this week.
Not this week. Next week.
Yes. But
This time next week we'll know. But that also means one other thing.
E3 coming soon.
E3's coming up.
Feel the hype.
But maybe more importantly than that, we're not quite ready to start digging into E3. I think we're going to start doing that next week. Because we'll have 2 episodes after this one before the big shebang. However, we are recording this, of course, on May 27th, 2016. Collin, do you know what's important about this day?
I don't, but I have a weird feeling you're gonna tell me.
Today marks the 30th anniversary for one of my favorite series in video games. That, of course, is Dragon Quest. And that also marked, today is the day that they made an announcement I've been waiting months for.
Yep.
So Dragon Quest Builders is coming to the West. It is being localized officially. It's coming to PS4 and Vita. So the Vita version is making its way over. It is going to be digital only on Vita.
Yeah.
But they are both coming in October. Thank the heavens. There is a God. This is exciting for many different reasons. Dragon Quest up until recently, with the 3DS versions of 7 and 8 being announced for localizations, and then also Heroes last year, Dragon Quest has had a rough go at being localized recently.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for someone like me to see these games come over. It's also super exciting because, Collin, Dragon Quest Builders is like the best game I've played this year.
Oh, it's even better than Dark Souls. You just said it.
It is probably my favorite game I've played this year, and I even without knowing the language, I was still able to enjoy it that much. So I can only imagine how great it will be to finally understand what all of these characters are telling me.
But
Although I have a pretty good idea,
but here's one thing. But does Dragon Quest Builders have a battle mini game?
They do not, but we'll get to that. So Dragon Quest Builders, if you don't know, we'll give you the quick rundown. Dragon Quest Builders is basically a mashup of Dragon Quest, which is in a 30-year running JRPG series, arguably one of the ones that kind of started it all for JRPGs.
Yeah.
It was one of the OG ones. And it's been out, it's been running for a while. Like, Dragon Quest 11 is currently in development. It's supposed to come out maybe next year, hopefully. No one's really for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of spin-offs. It's very, very popular in Japan. Not as popular over in the West, unfortunately. But it's a pretty well-known series overall. It's so great. I love that series. And then the builders angle of this is kind of the Minecraft aspect that is being mashed up. So it is very much, very, very similar to Minecraft. The big differences are that this game has a story. It has more of a focus. You can still go out and do whatever you want. You can still do the things you would do in Minecraft. It's not really limited in that respect, at least for most part. But the story mode has more of a focus, and there are different chapters, and each chapter focuses on a specific village that you're helping rebuild. And it's got some It's got some really cool, like, lore kind of, like, tie-ins to the very first Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior, where it's, like, this alternate ending to the first game is what this game is based on. So it is a very, very cool game, just super well made, a lot of fun, even if you don't understand the language. But luckily for you, you don't need to run out and learn Japanese just yet, because in October we'll be getting this game, so be excited. And Collin, as you were hinting, Minecraft also had some news this week.
So you play a game like Gone Home, or like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and don't you just like, man, wish I could just fight somebody? Well,
No?
Well, you know what? You're playing Minecraft, and you know what? You just want to fight somebody for some reason.
Okay.
So there's
Sure.
a battle mini game coming to the PS3, PS4, and Vita versions of the game in June, and this will be a free update.
It should be stated, like, Minecraft just had these weird like survival modes that people have done.
Yeah.
Um, it seems like this is here to kind of make it easier and to help facilitate that
Okay.
a little better. But like, yeah, as you said, this is all free update for all those platforms. It's coming next month. There's gonna be 3 maps initially. It's gonna be kind of a free for all deathmatch, with like randomly generated resources and whatnot.
Yeah.
4 player split screen, 8 players online, 4 players on Vita. And then they're like gonna support it post launch with new maps.
Yeah.
And like I guess map packs will be $3.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you're a big Minecraft person. Are you? Any of this excite you?
I think I've played more Minecraft story mode than I've played of Minecraft.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna dive into this, but this is cool. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's more like, I think the more interesting thing is like them creating these weird add-ons to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like more so than like, yeah, here's like a costume pack, or here's a theme to make your world look a little bit different. Like there was a Super Mario Brothers thing that came to Wii U recently.
Mm-hmm.
For Minecraft. Like this is like a full on like, it is adding modes to Minecraft. Like it's weird. It's interesting. I wonder if perhaps that could be a thing that we see a lot more going forward for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more of these weird like mini game modes.
Sure.
I'm not sure. That could be interesting if nothing else. It's cool that it's a free update for one. Like I think that's kind of the important thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're not charging for it, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
But I also don't think this news is necessarily for you or me.
Yeah, it's not. I just thought it was kind of funny though.
Oh yeah.
Unexpected.
Oh, yeah. So let's move on. So Yomawari, I think that's how you say that. Night Alone.
Sure.
They got a release date this week. It's coming to Vita October 25th. This is published by NIS, so this is a game that I've had on my radar for a while. We might have even mentioned this briefly.
I think we might have,
on an earlier episode. But basically, if you don't know what this game is, it's you play as this young girl who one night both her dog and her older sister go missing, and so you just have a flashlight and a backpack, and you can like kind of freely explore the town that you live in. It's kind of survival horror, very dark. Not just dark because it's at night, but also like there's monsters and it's a little bit more mature, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find clues in the environment to kind of help solve the mystery. And you can find other things that can help combat against any dangerous creatures you might come up against. But of note, the retail edition of this game comes with the Firefly Diary, which is a game that I reviewed last year. I did not like it.
Ooh.
But some people did. I do know that game definitely has a little bit of a fan base. So it's cool that that's also like coming bundled with that game.
Yeah.
There's limited editions, got a soundtrack, some art books, collector's box.
Kind of your collector's edition fare, I would say. So
yeah, it's typical for stuff like NIS puts out. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I don't know if you are.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the premise sounds kind of cool. I like the premise, but I don't know how much I'd really jump into it. I really don't play much on my Vita anymore.
Sure. Well, Collin, tell me about Super Mutant Alien Assault.
Sure. So this is another game coming to PS4 where you fight through 12 randomly generated levels. The more you play, you'll have more weapons, abilities, modes, enemies, and you have bosses that you unlock with each like playthrough. Will be like really different. There is permadeath. So it kind of sounds like it might be like a roguelike kind of experience. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, but basically where you...
It sounds this and another game we'll talk about soon sounds like they both have kind of the thing that I really liked about Rogue Legacy, where it's definitely a roguelike, but it has there's like a permanence to some of your progression.
Okay.
And so you're not constantly just restarting. Like you are restarting at the start.
Yeah.
But you're still keeping, some progress along the way. So, like, for this game in particular, it's like, the more that you're playing, the more bosses unlock. And so you'll suddenly, like, if you play 5 rounds, suddenly new bosses are going to unlock, and maybe you'll fight those. So I thought that's kind of an interesting way to approach it. It's like a one-man team.
Oh, okay.
I guess, like, he's licensed out some dubstep or something, but in the blog post, he mentions he's pretty much the guy working on most of it. So that is supposed to be coming sometime this summer. It's got a cool little art style. It's interesting, and it says 12 randomly generated levels, but like from the trailer, it looked like those levels were very small.
Okay.
So I do imagine this is probably something meant to be played over and over and over again till you see everything.
Sure.
So I wonder, I don't know if it mentioned a cost, but I wonder if it's something that if maybe there's just a ton of unlockables. And so maybe it's like a short thing that you can run through. Maybe it's just super difficult, like a lot of roguelikes are. So it's hard to even complete anyways. We'll see. It looks interesting, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Score Rush Extended is coming to PS4 next week. There's a number of new games coming next week, but this is a twin stick bullet hell shmup. Apparently, it's a updated version of like Score Rush.
Okay.
Or something. I'm not really too sure, but basically it's like 32 firing options, a bunch of different difficulty modes. You can play up to 4 players. I thought this was interesting. So you can like, if you're playing with other people, there are color-coded power-ups that will like seek out the weakest player.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like maybe like if you're in last place, you might be able to get more power-ups to kind of like boost you forward, and maybe it's kind of like a seesaw or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting. And then the PS4 version's got dual play, so you can control 2 fighters at once.
Okay.
Boss rush, and then trophies, leaderboards, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Looks interesting. Again, that's out next week. I think we might have coverage of that.
Yeah, not sure. But,
at some point.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's hard to tell. It's a very busy time of year, so
yeah.
hopefully. I believe that leaves us with just a couple more news stories. Do you want to talk about this Neon Chrome?
Sure. We have Neon Chrome. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 10 tons game that Eric just put up a gameplay glimpse of. On the website.
We might have to be doing another gameplay glimpse. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I believe you messaged me earlier. I think he didn't have any mic audio or something like that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I think he might be trying to do another one over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But there is one I think that's just game audio.
Gotcha. But regardless, top-down shooter with roguelike elements. It's got destructible environments in there. Kind of got like the randomly generated levels. Are they random levels or are they randomly generated? Like, or are they just like, here's a set number of
randomly generated? I shortened it. Yeah, randomly generated.
That's okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
You can level up your stats after each death.
So yeah,
you can get
after
better.
you die, you just kind of like Rogue Legacy, like
Yeah.
I mentioned, where you can. Yep.
And local co-op, 2 to 4 players, and friendly fire, which
that just sounds like the best thing in a roguelike.
It's like
or roguelite.
Yeah, it's like
I don't.
it's
yeah,
like
I don't know.
Super Mario Brothers, and you just like new Super Mario Brothers, and you just jump on your other friends and kill them. Except it's not a roguelike.
Yep. I didn't talk to Eric too much. So I don't know what he thinks of the game just yet, but he did play about 30 or so minutes on the stream yesterday.
Okay.
So, if nothing else, if we don't have an updated gameplay glimpse up, you can watch that to get a decent chunk of footage beyond just the trailer. So, I don't know. It's got a cool like art style.
Mm-hmm.
But that is, once again, just one of many games that's coming out next week.
Yeah.
I guess the kind of like very last minute SteamWorld Heist was set to come out next week on PS4 and Vita. That has been delayed by 1 week.
Yeah.
So it's coming out June 7th
Mm-hmm.
now. And I think that was just like, there was a super last minute like certification thing that they had to fix or something. So like, it doesn't seem like it's a super big deal. It's just being pushed back a week, unfortunately. But
yeah.
it is still coming. So it's not like it's, being delayed a long time, or it's not like it's something that is we've been waiting years and years for that might be delayed, and then no one's really told us whether it's going to happen or not. It's only a week, so it's not months.
What are you
or
talking
anything,
about,
or like
Chris?
an indeterminate amount of time. So it's not like
What are you leading them to?
that.
Are you leading to something?
I don't know. So we're gonna
No
there's
man.
not a whole lot
no
to
man.
say about this.
No man is just understanding what you're saying right now, even if they're from the
Yeah.
sky.
So there's not a lot to say about this just yet. But basically, So you alerted me to this
Yes.
mid Resident Evil 6 stream.
Best game.
And you're like, yeah, I saw it like posted on Facebook or something.
Mhm.
And I immediately like shrugged it off.
Oh, I would probably do the same. Oh, I don't blame you.
And I felt bad about it because after we ended the stream, I was reading up some stuff and like I went to Kotaku and right there it was a report that, hey, No Man's Sky's been delayed.
Yep.
And once upon reading that article, I think you can attest to this, I suddenly changed my tune. I was like, actually, this sounds pretty legit.
Yeah.
So basically, the crux of this is that Kotaku is reporting that No Man's Sky has been delayed from its release date of June 21st, potentially just to July or August, maybe, although we're not entirely sure just yet. But they had two different sources, one of which was from GameStop, and basically the GameStop source is that they get these marketing materials in every few weeks where there's like different posters to hang up and different kind of advertisements to put around the store, right? And typically it's like, yeah, here's an advertisement for this game coming out in a couple weeks and it will have the release date on the poster.
Yeah.
And so this specific thing, and as part of like the manual that came with it or whatever, there's a page with a bunch of No Man's Sky marketing material, and at the very bottom it basically in red text says, hey, the release date for this has actually been changed since we printed this material. We've included big giant stickers that say coming soon, so just put those stickers over the June 21st date, and then just tell customers that it's coming soon. And don't specifically mention the date or anything. And so this is something that I guess people have assumed is supposed to be going up probably next week.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that if this is true, which it sounds like it is, it's probably something that's going to be announced next week. And I can't imagine, I mean, I don't know about you, Colin, I can't imagine them waiting much longer than next week.
Yeah.
If it is delayed, because that thing is supposed to be coming out the week after E3, and we have, we don't have a lot more time until E3 shows up, and I can't imagine you don't want to wait too close to it.
Yep.
So you've got to announce that date soon. They did not announce it today or at all this week.
Yep.
And so that basically leaves us with next week. So
Pretty much.
I would expect probably early next week.
Yep.
Maybe.
I would be safe to assume that.
So that's kind of the crux of it. We, again, it's not a whole lot to go on. I guess kudos to you. If we go all the way back, I believe we had a post Paris Games Week podcast where they originally announced the June 21st release date for No Man's Sky.
Was that or PSX was one of the two? Was it Paris Games Week?
Yeah, it was Paris Games Week, I believe, yeah.
Okay. You're right.
And basically the question was brought up on the podcast, do we think that they will hit that date? I immediately was like, yeah, of course they will. And you said...
I said I thought it was not going to hit that date, and I thought it was only going to be by like a month. I was like, it's only going to be delayed by like a month. But I did not think it was going to hit that June 21st release date.
Well, it certainly appears like you could be right. So, I guess we'll know this time next week for sure. But it does not look good for No Man's Sky releasing in June, which personally I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Just because there's like a ton of other games coming out the last couple weeks of June. So I'm okay if No Man's Sky comes out in a period with not as much stuff. So that's me personally. Colin, are you bummed out about this presumable delay?
Not too much. There's plenty of other things to play in the meantime. I'm not too bummed out about venturing into space with No Man.
Yeah. And I mean, and luckily, like, No Man's Sky, I think this is really going to do it a big favor because now it's getting out of the way of Mighty Number 9.
Oh, you know it, because Mighty Number 9 with that wacky trailer was coming for him. Oh, man.
So that's a good portion of the news this week. There was a lot of other news, but we cut some of it just because there was so much.
Yep.
There was so much news. So there's a couple other things. Mostly just stuff that's coming out next week and the weeks ahead. And E3's coming up, so we have 2 podcasts after this. And so those next 2 podcasts, I think we're both going to just totally focus on E3 related matters.
Cool.
So it'll be fun predictions, coverage of different conferences, talks about missing in action games that may show up at E3.
Maybe.
Maybe they won't. But it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. It'll be good stuff. I think probably one. I guess the podcast right before E3 will probably go up like hours before the first press conference starts, which would be EA on Sunday afternoon. So fun stuff ahead. It's gonna be a good time. But until then, we got a little special game that we're gonna close the show out with.
Oh man,
we've done this before. It's been a long time. We did this on the regular podcast, but I figured, let's bring it back. There's not really, again, other than the news, there wasn't a big discussion topic we could pull this week. So I've got, here's basically how this game works. I've got some trophies pulled up that Collin has earned in his career of PlayStation trophy hunting.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna read the title of the trophy. I'll give you like a guess, maybe a couple guesses, and then I'll read the description.
Yep.
And we'll see if you can guess the name of the game.
Okay.
Okay. Now I've pulled up 5 trophies.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how many you can get.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. So the first one, this might actually be pretty easy. It's actually the only trophy you've earned in this game.
Okay.
This is called Estival Beginnings.
Senran Kagura Estival Versus.
There you go.
Yeah.
1 for 1. Okay. And so we're gonna also just read the description on these trophies for fun, even if you get it right immediately. So this is for reuniting with your lost sister and began the summer of a lifetime. How'd that summer go?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't think I ever played it again after that gameplay glimpse that we put up. Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe someday.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. So. Let's see. You've earned a little bit more in this game. Let's see if there's something that would maybe be. Let's do this.
Okay.
This one is called Take a Bow.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little bit harder, I think.
I do have one guess.
Okay.
Contrast.
No.
Okay. Because I knew that.
You want to take one more guess before I read the description?
Puppeteer?
No. Wow, good guess. I think that's a pretty good guess, but no, it's actually not even close. But I like that guess though.
Okay.
So the description on this is probably not going to make it any easier. Solve the lift at the back of the Opera House stage in Chapter 6.
Oh, Calvino Noir.
Wow.
Yeah,
good job.
I remember that was a pain in the butt.
2 for 2.
Yep.
Yeah, is that bringing back bad memories?
Oh, a little bit. That was a pain in the butt kind of puzzle.
You really like that game.
Not really. Not really. Great presentation.
Oh, you didn't get the
great
You're
everything.
so close to the platinum in this new game.
Okay.
Let me find one. So see, the hard part is like finding one that doesn't immediately give it away.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Okay, here we go. Actually, I like this one. Gorilla Killa is the title of this trophy.
Okay. Medal of Honor.
No.
Okay. Now, how is gorilla spelled?
Gorilla.
Okay, I was thinking maybe like guerrilla warfare. I was thinking maybe that one.
Killa. Killa.
You said I almost got the platinum in it?
You're relatively close.
Okay. I was going to say like Deadly Tower Monsters, but that's not. No, I already got the platinum in that.
This was last year.
Last year. Gorilla Killer. What was the definition? Or the description?
This might give it away. Win the fight against Shun's bodyguard. Shun or Shun's. Might be Shun's bodyguard.
Win the fight against Shun's bodyguard. Last year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't
This
know.
game has some really incredible dialogue. I think you like this game
I like
somewhat.
this game. Okay, could you give me maybe one more hint somehow?
Let's do
maybe?
another trophy from it.
Okay, all right. Oh,
Oh wait,
Legend of K Anniversary.
Legend of K Anniversary.
Nice. All right.
Look at you.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more.
Okay. I did like that game.
Oh boy. Okay, so this is gonna be tough.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be tough, but you might get this.
Okay.
The trophy is called the Garden of Forking Paths.
Oh man.
And just to give you a ballpark, because it's been a while, this was 2 years ago. It's August 2014. Around that time frame.
That was when I got the trophy.
Yeah.
Garden of Forking what?
Paths.
Paths. PSN title?
Yeah.
Okay.
PS3 and Vita, specifically. I'm gonna read the description too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
ahead.
This might point you in the direction of what kind of game this is.
Okay.
I dreaded walking where there was no path, and pressed with cautious tread the meadow swath. Like I said, this is gonna be a tough one.
Oh man. Garden of Forking Paths. I have an idea.
Okay.
Tales from Monkey Island.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. Read the description one more time.
I was actually gonna pull another trophy.
Oh, okay. If you want to do that, that's fine too.
This one is called Silent and Void. There is a thing confusedly formed, born before heaven and earth, silent and void. It stands atone and does not change, goes around and does not weary. It is capable of being the mother of the world, but I know not its name.
Man.
Yeah.
What in
Well, I
the
saw this game and I was like,
world?
oh, this could be good. This could be real tough.
What in the world? You can give me maybe another hint somehow.
The game name starts with a P. And here's a hint that maybe helps. This is the kind of thing that some people might say, is that really a game? Or is it a walking simulator? I'm not saying I would say that. I'm just saying some people might approach that line of thought with something like this.
Oh, Proteus.
Proteus.
Wow.
Good job.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, one last one. Oh, you have the platinum in this. Okay. Let's see if I can find one that's not going to immediately give this game away, because this could be very, very easy. The title of this trophy is Costume Quest.
Oh, Day of the Tentacle remastered.
All right,
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
And that's gonna be
trophy.
it for our. Yep, I figured you might.
Yep.
That's gonna be it for our little trophy mini game here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe next time we'll switch it around. We'll switch
Yeah,
the roles, and you can find some for me.
Yeah.
But we like to try to do those when there really isn't much going on, so we can kind of fill in some space there.
Yeah.
And that's fun. And hopefully some of you guys played along and maybe guessed before Collin was able to.
Yeah. If you got Proteus.
That'll be fun.
Like,
Yeah, if you can get
yeah, if you
Proteus
got
early,
that.
I think that would have been really impressive if you would have
Yeah.
just pulled that out.
yeah.
We're like, oh
that
yeah,
would've been-
Proteus.
Yeah, that would have been
It's
crazy.
like, oh yeah, you know.
Yep. Yep.
But I guess that's gonna do it for our show this week.
Yeah.
As we said, the next 2 weeks is gonna be like all E3 talk. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good times. Are you hyped for E3?
I'm getting pretty hyped for E3.
What's
I'm
your hype
getting
index on E3?
there. Like it's still early for me, so I'd almost say like.
There's only one true answer to this, Colin.
Well, I know there is, but I would say like an 88, but like it's growing every single day. So like when the day happens of like the EA and Bethesda conference, it's going to be through the roof. So the correct answer is 100.
The correct answer, 24/7, 365 days a year, is 100.
Yes.
That's where we're at.
It's Christmas.
It's almost time.
Christmas
we're getting
is
there.
coming.
Yep, Christmas is right around the corner.
Yep.
Santa's getting ready.
Yep.
Elves are hard at work.
Yep.
It is happening.
Elves?
Thank you for listening.
The Legend of Zelda? What?
What?